everything was perfect. But I, honest to God, feel like I've never done drugs, but like I feel like I'm on crack cocaine right now.
That's even better. I wish that could go into the pod. Maybe that does go in the pod.
We could put that on there. I've never done drugs. I'm not pushing drugs here. I'm just saying I feel like I've never been on crack, but I feel like this is what it would feel like.
You've never
just
had weed
a lot of coffee,
whatsoever,
you know?
Ever? No weed.
And now
for you?
you're frozen.
I'm frozen. Oh man!
What a great start.
Can you
you're
hear
frozen.
me?
Yeah. I was gonna say, remember the positivity you're coming in here with.
Like it. 3, 2, 1. Oh shit! There it is. Cheers. No puns allowed. This is a fitting start.
Paige and Kramer, yeah.
We're coming in hot. We gotta get to our breaking news. It's not our breaking news. It's not even breaking news at all. So bowl schedule is out. This is a college football podcast after all. Bowl schedule is out. We will go over that bowl schedule here in a bit, which I love to do. We haven't looked at it. So I get to do my favorite thing, which is read a piece of paper while I'm talking to you and the audience, and then we all can all react. But the Hawaii Bowl is not on Christmas Eve this year, which is a goddamn travesty. It's a goddamn travesty, Paige. I'm not happy about this. I'm very sad.
No, I'm sorry that you had to see that live on the show. That it's you were in such a good mood. We were having a great time chopping it up before the show started, and then bam, that hit you like a ton of bricks. That's okay, but it's a Sunday, and you know that's the Lord's Day and NFL's day.
I'm so tired of the NFL. Like, leave my traditions alone. Like, leave them alone. Play that shitty bowl game on Christmas Eve. Let me bet on it. Like, okay, great. NFL, we'll bet on that too. Whatever.
Yes.
Don't be scared of the NFL, right? Like, your demo for the Hawaii Bowl on Christmas Eve, like, we're going to join you. All right? We're here for the ride. I'm not happy about this. I don't want to be negative. I'm very excited to talk. We actually have some fun football-y stuff.
We do.
But and the bowl schedule is sort of out, which I haven't looked at, which I love looking at live. So we'll do that too. So how are you doing first and foremost? And before we start, we kind of already did start. Congratulations. You have launched your new clothing line. And this is awesome. And I do want to say, I was going to tell you congratulations what I did before we came on. I think this is so cool that you are doing this. I think it's badass.
Thank you.
And I don't want to say I'm proud. That sounds so corny, but like, this is like, I've seen the work that you've put into this to make this so, and I think it's awesome. So congratulations, and tell us about it now.
Yeah. Thank you very much for saying that. You've known that this has been in the works for such a long time. And for it to finally be like launch day for us is pretty exciting. It's been hectic, but super exciting. But yes, Tagline Collective is live, so go to taglinecollective.com. No, I didn't have to pay for that ad read. There's free advertising here on No Punts Allowed for those of us that have businesses that are Kramer and I. But yeah, so I started it with my mom, and it's something that we've like always wanted to go into business together. Because I mean, if you know me, you know that my mom and I are super close. I'm just close to my family in general. And we kind of wanted to do something, and this was just a way to like kind of put out some positivity and some funny things into the world, like Yells at Sports on TV merch. So I'm super excited for it to be live. Please go shop. Give us suggestions on what you want to see. We're super excited. This is just drop one. We'll have a bunch of stuff coming the next couple of months. There will be sports specific things. So there will be college football-y things that are coming before the start of the season that you will get to have for the season. So I am looking forward to kind of growing and also learning through the growing pains. We had like a fire drill this morning about like email subscriptions, but like those are the things that make it like you work through it and then you know they're gonna happen. So it's pretty exciting, and I'm glad. Shout out to my mom though too for being the best and helping out with it too, because cheers mom for being the best. I know I told you before this, I'm drinking a probiotic soda, you know, because I've had way too much coffee today.
Yes. No, but that's awesome. I hope everything, you're going to have the hiccups as one does when you start something cool and new, but that's normal. Like that is part of this conversation. So it's exciting. Can I get like merch?
Can you get merch? Yes.
Okay.
You can.
Like I gotta, I can't help myself. Like merch.
Yeah, you're like
team merch.
I do want you to do like a merch reveal on the pod or just on your socials? Because remember when you opened the municipal stuff and you were so happy? Never seen a happier guy in my life. You love merch.
I love merch. I love free shit. I do. I love all of it.
I do, in fact, love merch as well. Like any like sporting event that I've ever been to, like I have to buy merch.
Yeah. Well, cheers. I'm really excited for you. I'm excited to see where it goes. And no, congrats. That's exciting.
Thank you.
Football stuff. Where do you want to start? There's some fun stuff. This is like a 2-pod week. So I was like, oh shit, is there going to be anything to talk about? No, there is. So where do you want to begin?
Let's start with Eli Drinkwitz.
Oops.
Let's just say someone made a comment that may have been a little out of touch. So he mentioned that there's kids that are making more money than his brother-in-law, who is a pediatrician who saves lives. And alluding to the fact that it's like kind of not fair and not right. Which is interesting, seeing as he gets paid a boatload of money to coach football. Do I think he has a point that yes, we should be paying pediatricians more? Absolutely. Teachers too. But this seemed like a little bit of a weird rant. And he said it's going to become a huge problem in the sport.
It felt like it's already been a problem. Like it's like where have you been? So I know today, I didn't read yet. Well, here we go. We can read this in real time too.
He clarified.
He clarified. Now, I didn't see if he said anything meaningful. He goes, okay, I think yesterday was a little bit of a disingenuous approach to media. He said, to be quite honest, I don't think my quote that made the rounds on the media was taken in any type of context at all. I was referring to the fact that I love the fact that our players are making NIL, and I believe that's awesome. I've been one of the leaders in the forefront of that. Okay, way to go, buddy. Pick up that
this is a recruiting pitch.
Back. Yeah. I mean, our state law is one of the most progressive states out there. That I'm fighting for our players to have the ability to earn finances off their name, image, and likeness. That's very different from what you said. And then he said, I think there needs to be an understanding of it. We're not talking about players, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, I think he makes a lot of money, right? He makes $6 million a year. So anytime, it's just don't do this. Don't go down this route. Like, I get the point he's making.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's a totally reasonable point for you to say a football coach shouldn't make more than, like, a really good doctor. Like, that's a reasonable take. My wife is a teacher, right?
Yes.
Okay. Teachers should be paid more money than they do, right? You look at the teacher profession as a whole, they are severely underpaid.
Yeah.
You can make this argument. It's a fair argument to make. It's just a little, he probably isn't the one that needs to make it.
Yeah.
It sounds weird coming from a guy who just signed a $6 million per year contract.
Yeah. And also, this isn't like a new thing. Like, athletes are paid this much when they go pro. So what's the difference between them getting it a few years earlier than when they go pro? I mean, pro athletes are paid astronomical amounts of money, and you're not making that. People are making that point at a press conference. Again, see their point on that front. But like,
Jaylen Brown
it felt weird.
Just failed spectacularly, right? In like a huge game, and he's going to sign a 5-year, like, I don't know, what is it, $295 million extension? Like, that's like what's going to happen. Like,
yeah,
it's the amateur status that we get hung up on, that they're somehow not worthy, right? Like, that's the problem here.
And it's weird, and it's very like old timey, like, oh, they're making money off of these students, and that's fine because they're going to get their education, and that's what they get. It's like the numbers that these schools are making off of these athletes is a lot. So it's gone up significantly over the last decade. So, and it's just going to continue to get bigger. So it's just not something I would have compared. Again, we see the point, but it's just very, very weird. And I also find it hilarious that he reiterated what he was saying and tried to clarify, because that was 1,000% a recruiting pitch, because you don't want kids to think that you're not in support of NIL, and you don't want to think that you're drawing attention to that and all of those things, because you want kids to come play for you. So
blame the media. That'll do it. Like, that's not going to go well.
One of those things
in the playbook for him, I don't believe.
Oh, Adam's frozen.
Well, here I am, and I had some very important things to say.
Well, here I am.
No, but I don't think blaming the media is a good idea. Even if your quote was taken out of context, not great. Because it's not going to get you anywhere.
No.
And yeah, I get it. There's more to his quote than what we're chewing on via social media, but it still is it's a difficult point to make. By the way, on the SEC meetings front, do you care at all about the 8 or 9 game? Like, that seems to be the hot button topic other than NIL, is the 8 or 9 game schedule. Is this something you care about at all?
I care if it is like a concern for like player safety and player health, but if it's not one of those things, then
which it's not. This is just how often are we playing each other, right? Like, is it?
Yeah.
And they're basically punting on it. Like, they're basically saying we can't.
No punts allowed.
No punts allowed, and they're punting. So they've been talking about this 9 game schedule forever, and they're saying like it doesn't seem like they're going to reach a conclusion on this. So I don't know if it's a big deal or not. Like, if I am, by the way, I'm anti 9 game because I like to see organic out of conference matchups. I like to see
Cupcake Week.
I like to see, well, not that, but Texas, Alabama is a chance of not happening, right, with the 9 game. But even the Cupcake Weeks matter. So I would say I'm anti 9 game.
Well, I feel like we're like pro more football on this podcast pretty consistently, whether it's expanding the playoff, no 9 games. I think we're across the board. More bowl games. Give us more bowl games. Come on.
Well, and it's more bowl games, and yes, and the conference games. If you're talking 8 or 9 conference games, give me 8 because yes, that 9th game could be a cupcake game, but I'd also like to. Maybe it's not right. We're going to expand the playoffs, and I'm hoping that this will juice up the out of conference games a little bit more. And I think that's probably what the SEC is saying too. Like, let's see what happens. Well. When the dust settles. And
I also think the thing that would be like a problem with this in terms of in-conference games is that like conferences are expanding and they're getting bigger. You're going to have teams that don't play each other for years if you end up doing this because they're going to want to keep those non-conference games because those make so much money for the schools. So I don't know. I think it makes sense to keep things kind of as is or expand more football. Someone's gonna be like, they can't do that.
Of course. Colorado? Let's switch gears. Colorado.
I can't believe we have to talk about them again. I literally saw this tweet or the alert about them saying they're gonna go back to the Big 12, and I was like, God dang it, we were gonna have to talk about Colorado again.
So yes, it is our weekly Colorado dosage.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Dion. I did see last week their athletic director had come out and basically said, "Hey, we love the Pac-12. We're going to do what we want to do, and but we got to look for the best interest of our football and really athletic future." And now, from Dennis Dodd, they were linking them basically to the Big 12, which of course feels right. We've done this before. What are your thoughts?
How embarrassing. How embarrassing that a team wants to leave the Pac-12 to go to the Big 12.
Yeah, one of these this is how the Pac-12 capsizes, right? Because you're losing UCLA, USC. I know we read about Oregon and Washington being tied to the Big 10. Like, not
and those
good.
Are that's where you're like top heavy. This is like not even. This is one of your bottom feeders that wants to leave.
This is actually, it's a good point.
This is your bottom feeder that wants to leave. Not even your like premier programs and highly ranked college football teams. Not one of your good basketball programs. It's no offense to Colorado, but like in the last couple of years, they haven't done much to help the Pac-12 in terms of quality of play. So like, this is embarrassing. This is very embarrassing. It's one thing to have Oregon be looking at the Big 10. Like, that makes sense. Like, Oregon,
it does.
Washington even. It makes sense for, like, Arizona on a basketball level to be looking at the Big 12. Again, a bottom feeder in terms of football. I'll admit that part, okay? I'll give you that, Colorado fans. But that to me is, like, the most embarrassing part of this. Is that this is the first time that, like, a not so great... It's kind of like, what is it, the Magnificent Seven? It's kind of
so
like...
bad.
those teams are not magnificent, so I don't know why some of those teams are in there. There's some that you're like, okay, it's fine, but this is embarrassing.
I think it's just the side. The Pac-12 still does not have a TV deal, right?
It's going to be gone. Yeah, it's going to be gone.
This does feel like kind of the next great sign that it's not long for this world. I believe. And what's funny, and we will be talking Pac-12 win totals today. I could not be more excited about this conference this year. Like I am so. It is fucking ripe with intrigue. It's the most interesting conference in football, in my opinion.
Well, and like I was talking to somebody about this recently, that like the Pac-12, I know it gets a lot of shit for like not being like quality enough to get a TV deal. That's not it. That is not it. These games there's a reason that Pac-12 After Dark is a big thing. If you like college football, this is a very college football-y conference, okay? There's chaos. The circle of suck happens every year. It's not like the SEC where you have two teams that have dominated it and you know what's going to happen. There's a lot of chaos. And if you like chaos and ridiculous endings to games after 9 p.m., this is your place, okay? For weirdos and for degenerates. So it's not that the Pac-12 is not sellable. Like, that's something that people are like believing, and it's just not true. Like, this is good college football. It's just the conference has been so mismanaged for so long that, yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem. And also, we're so used to top-heavy conferences. But guess what? With realignment, we are going to get more conferences that are like the Pac-12, that it's chaos. It's not going to be the SEC, but it's going to be other ones.
I still think without USC and UCLA, this conference has a lot to offer.
Yeah.
I think the late night TV slate is hugely appealing. Especially as gambling is sort of the thing, because that is last chance saloon for degenerates. And let's be honest, a big chunk of college football TV rights are, you've got your team and geographical allegiances. It's gambling. Like, it's gambling. So the Pac-12, their problem, to your point, has been accessibility. Like, there were some games, Oregon State USC last year, I believe, I could not get on. I had to find another way to watch this football game because I couldn't get it. And you look at that; that was a great game. And it was huge teams, and it's Pac-12 network, which is buried.
Yeah, that's the problem, and it frustrates me because as someone who does have Pac-12 network and am able to watch those things, it's frustrating for people to sit there and talk shit about games they don't even get to watch. The conference is laughable outside of that. The product itself is not laughable. It's actually very entertaining.
I am struggling with some teams in the Pac-12, and I'm excited to talk about that. Because again, this is where you're right. You have a conference that is built for a really exciting year, and then it's gonna get weird. And then you also have a no television deal. You have the sins of like 5 years ago that you're paying for or will be paying for shortly. Like, there's a lot of moving parts. Like if this is it though, and not this is it, but if this is the last meatiest Pac-12, I think it's going to go out with a bang. But when Colorado is, Dennis Dodd certainly seems to have like an interesting reporting access all over Colorado, Big 12. I mean, it's, I love the funneling of information for realignment. It is fascinating where and how things are distributed. And good on Dennis, but it is very interesting what gets out and to whom and why. So
yes. I mean, when UCLA and USC left, that was like, where we hear it, it happened. God. It was so quick, and that's not usually how that works. So yeah, it's definitely interesting, and it's and some of it too, like you kind of alluded to, is like optics. Like, part of this is to gain some leverage in certain situations. So it should be interesting, but yeah, it's frustrating as like a Pac-12 fan that people who don't watch games can say that it's because the football's not good. Well, how would you know? So
okay, so on the topic of media rights and everything else,
yes,
I laughed at this, and I think I have the poll schedule. Okay, so the Big Ten and the NBC, NBC Big Ten odd marriage, right? But that's happening this year. Okay. And this was for Brett McMurphy earlier in the week.
Okay.
And he was highlighting the September schedule for Big Ten on NBC. Now, these are primetime games. These are 7:30 Eastern time starts.
Okay.
West Virginia at Penn State, September 2nd. Yeah.
Okay.
Charlotte at Maryland, September 9th. Syracuse at Purdue, September 16th. That is your primetime NBC. That's it, right? What
is it because Fox just basically gets rights to all Ohio State, Michigan games in that noon window?
So it was funny. So this came out, right? And then I just found this article on some of the other games. So you've got like Washington and Michigan State, although that's on Peacock. There's Purdue.
That's on Peacock, like just Peacock?
Just Peacock. Exclusively on Peacock. Like, I get it. You've got Ohio State and Michigan State, which will be on both, which is November 11th. You've got Penn State versus Michigan State, which will be on both as well. In addition, let's see. I mean, these games are not good. Let's rip the Band-Aid off.
Fox must just have taken, like, they get first dibs, and the weird part about that is all those games are early. I would like some of those to be in prime time.
Ohio State at Notre Dame is on here as well. So there, and you get to like the Fox. Well, but like it's not great. And you look at September, you would think for what they're paying, which I think is like
lots,
$25 or $35 million, like you would get more than that. Now, I'm a piece of shit football degenerate, and if you give me Syracuse Purdue, I'll say Purdue minus 5.5.
Yeah,
let's roll.
I was just gonna say, what would you bet?
Let's go. So
absolutely.
I am not the person. We're going to reach a point here where we're just like trying to overdo this so much that we're left with Charlotte on, no offense to Charlotte, fun. But are we, that is your primetime game.
Yeah.
Be very interesting to see.
It will.
It's not very good. But I'm here for it, and you are here for it. That's like, we are not the proper audience. So when it comes to some of these things,
we are not the proper audience to even judge that, because we're gonna watch it, and we have those streaming services, so we'll be fine. But I know you were sad about the Hawaii Bowl, but in other bowl news, the Cheez-It Bowl is no more. R.I.P. the Cheez-It Bowl. It is now, though, the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Can I give you my take on Pop-Tarts first?
Oh, God, yes.
They're delightful.
Okay, good, yes.
Did you think I was going to go the other way?
Yes, I was like super nervous that you were going to be like, I don't like Pop-Tarts.
So here's my thing, though, Paige. When I'm looking for that out-the-door snack, I will grab a single Pop-Tart, not two. Like, so I'll just grab one out of the bag and leave. And then my kids give me shit about it. Like, who eats one Pop-Tart?
Interesting.
Which is fair, right?
Yeah.
Pop-Tart, do you have a favorite Pop-Tart flavor? Do you want to rank Pop-Tart flavors on the fly?
I do. Two-parter here. One, do you heat up your Pop-Tart, or do you just eat it, you raw dog it?
I raw dog it, but I if there was more time, Pop-Tart to me is normally, it's a great question. It's normally like chaos food.
Okay.
So I would love to be in the luxury of heating it up, because they are better when you heat it up. Would you agree?
Yes, they are better. But I more than likely eat them not warmed up in the toaster.
But they are significantly better. Okay, so what would be... I'm like looking even now, because I have not ventured. So normally strawberry is like the orange Gatorade of Pop-Tarts. You can't lose with strawberry, right? Like, or are you feeling different?
So you're saying it's trash? No, I'm just kidding.
It's great.
No. I know. I'm teasing you, because I think orange Gatorade's trash. You walked right into that one. For me, it's wild berry. That's like the consistent one. But also, there's a podcast that's called the Basement Yard Podcast, which I need to just send you clips of, because it's actually us. I think I posted one time, and they're like, "This is Adam and I." And they talked about this, and he was like, "You know what? Actually, we want to be specific. It's a Spider-Man Pop-Tart that they had with the blue and the purple and the blue frosting. The wild berry Spider-Man one, that was like the limited edition one, that was the best Pop-Tart. So I just want to give that credit for what it is. But I will say wild berry is the one I'm most consistent about, which is weird, because I'm not really big into like the like s'more one, or like the like chocolatey ones. Like, I'm very much like wild berry, or like the frosted raspberry one. I will take that.
It's cinnamon as well. Always a
Yes.
dub. Always a dub. There's
The
a
brown sugar cinnamon.
yes.
That one is the like sweet one that I'll eat, but the other ones, no, I don't need like fudge or anything like that. But they also have ones without frosting, which
there's a banana bread one, which I think that I'm just on Pop-Tarts.com.
You're like ordering Pop-Tarts. Caitlin gets a package. She's like, why do we order so many Pop-Tarts? It's for the podcast, right? We're doing research.
It's got a 4.3 rating. There's also an Apple Jacks one, not rated very highly.
Now I gotta go to Pop-Tarts.com.
The Apple Jacks one has a 2-star rating. But banana, I love banana bread.
I actually love Apple Jacks.
Hold on. Here's all Pop-Tarts flavors. Let's go. All right. So banana bread.
Eggo one.
Yeah. Cinnamon, brown sugar. Yeah. That has a 4.8 rating, by the way. The brown sugar cinnamon. Yeah.
Okay.
That's frosted cherry has a 4.8 rating.
Wild berry, like I said, 4.8.
Wild berry. I don't think I've ever had wild berry.
What?
I'm sorry.
We gotta get you a wild berry. But the fact that they have those ones without frosting,
have you ever had Pop? Have you ever
grow up?
Yeah, it's
grow up if you don't have frosting on your Pop-Tart. Grow up.
Have you ever had Pop-Tarts Bites? They're like mini Pop. I've never had these.
No, but I've seen them at the store. My problem is I have no self-control. So if I buy it and it's in my house, it's getting eaten. So in like a day.
Chocolate Pop-Tart, excessive. Fudge, no.
Yeah, I don't need the sweet. I like the like fruity ones.
Cookies and cream?
No.
Confetti? I feel like cupcake everything is good, but only a 4.2 rating.
Ouch.
All right. Well, in any event.
Okay. In any event.
So I do love Cheez-Its. I also have another snack take that I was going to save for random shit, but I'm going to just do it now, and then we can talk about the actual football stuff.
Yes.
Did I talk about my goldfish find in Wisconsin, which are everywhere? Old Bay. I posted this on Twitter. So old goldfish that are seasoned with the Old Bay, like Old Bay is very salty, right? Like
I don't know what Old Bay is.
In any
is it a seasoning?
Yes. It's like super, super salty.
Is it like what do you normally put it on?
Like everything. That's like Old Bay's thing. Old Bay works on
goldfish. I've seen it before.
It's really good on wings.
The fish they come up. They're only $2.99.
They are delightful, like delightful snack. Since this has turned into a snack, but I did have those. It's an official review. 4.5 stars out of 5.
Are you a goldfish over Cheez-Its person?
I am.
Okay.
Are you?
I don't know. I think like I used to really love goldfish, but I don't know what it is about Cheez-Its. Maybe it was the Cheez-It bowl that really turned me. So and they say that branding doesn't work. They pay lots for those bowl games. There's a reason. Now, we are going to order Pop-Tarts. Like, now I'm going to get Pop-Tarts the next time I go to the store. Wow, this is crazy how easy it works.
So here's a little ditty tip here. So, peanut butter sandwich, okay? I'll just do peanut butter, right? Just straight peanut butter, bread. That's what the kids like too, or at least some of my kids. You throw in a little sprinkle of the cheddar goldfish on the sandwich. Bread, peanut butter, goldfish topper, bread. This is a kid meal and it's an adult meal. It's delightful.
I feel like that's a great snack. I also really wish that I was like at the Kramer household, like a fly on the wall on like a Tuesday morning before school. We're making
fucking shit show.
We're making lunch for everybody. Who wants what in their lunch? You're sprinkling things on sandwiches. Caitlin's completely calm. You're just like sweating and grabbing Pop-Tarts and running out the door.
I'm out the door. Yeah. I'm out. I'm out. Like it is. She is the saint when it comes to that. I can't handle it. It's like I can't. It's too stressful. And there's 3 of them. It's like overload. It's just like watching them. Their backpacks are full. They look like they're climbing fucking Mount Everest. It's ridiculous. So, God bless my wife. Shout out to her.
Shout out to Caitlin. She'll never listen to this, but shout out to Caitlin.
Shout out to her if she only knew. Okay, so Pop-Tarts bowl is in. I do have this bowl schedule up. which is always interesting. So this is ESPN's only. ESPN essentially owns the entire bowl season.
Yeah, I was like, bowl season.
So the Bahamas Bowl is Saturday, December 16th, right? You've got the Bahamas Bowl.
It's the Bahamas Cure Bowl, right?
It is excuse me, no, it's different. The Hometown Lenders Bahamas Bowl.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The Cure Bowl is also this day. I thought those two were together too. You have the Cricket Celebration Bowl and the New Mexico Bowl. Monday, because we can't compete with the NFL, you got some Myrtle Beach Bowl, you got the Frisco Bowl, you got the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, who can, and then the 23rd is like when shit gets serious. Little famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
We love that.
Do you remember when we were doing our bowl episode and I couldn't read the bowl names?
I literally was just about to say, I'm so proud of you for getting through those bowl names.
Thank you.
I think, especially with the pressure of me making fun of you saying things lately, which is hilarious because I say the wrong word pretty much every episode. So yeah, I'm very proud of you for getting through that with the pressure of being made fun of and being clipped out for social media purposes. Good on you for being able to read those.
I thought this was going to do all the bowls, but it doesn't. We end with the Wasabi Fenway Bowl on Thursday, December 28th. And that's when shit gets serious. Like,
it just makes me a little sad that they're changing so many of these names. Like, I'm all for it, but the Cheez-It Bowl is a classic. And I'm excited for the Pop-Tart Bowl. It'll be great. And I know someone's listening to this going, literally the name has nothing to do with it, so why do you care? It does. It does. What are they going to put? They're going to put Pop-Tart Bites in the Gatorade thing. Pop-Tart Bites back.
No, full Pop-Tarts. I want to gouge. Like, I want an ear to be bleeding from a Pop-Tart.
It's like a cut. It's like, no, it's just wild berry. It's just wild berry.
I do love, like, look at this. Saturday, December 23rd. So this is great, right? So it's like, it's a couple days before Christmas. Here's your schedule on Saturday, December 23rd. And then we'll leave this alone. Birmingham Bowl at noon. Camilla Bowl at noon. Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl at 3:30. Don't. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl 3:30. The Las Vegas Bowl at 7:30, and the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl, which should be a day later, at 10:30 on the 23rd. So you've got 6 bowl games on December 23rd. That's a W. That is a W. Like
Christmas Eve. Which is actually a better day to get a little drunk and watch football because you're not drunk hungover on Christmas Day.
I'm kind of talking myself into that exact conclusion, even though I'm still pissed at this game for not being there. But I'm sure the Jets will be playing on meaningful football the next day. So this is just,
Right.
This is the sports way for rewarding me.
You just keep telling yourself that.
But more to the conclusion of our first episode of the week, which was fucking football is coming. Let's go.
You're pounding on your desk. Let's
I am.
go.
No, I'm feeling it.
Have you ever seen probably not because it's not on Instagram Reels yet, but the TikToks that are like, it's like, don't do it. It's like every white male. It's like, let's go.
No, that is me. That is this for me.
I do it too, but yeah, it's very hilarious.
I like it. Okay, would you like to talk some Pac-12 win totals?
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right. So I've got some options here. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at these win totals. It's so hilarious. How many teams in the Pac-12 are actually have over 5? Have the over at 5 or at 6? I should say.
So USC is, so this is interesting. It's very, very top heavy, but the top is great. So USC is over at 10 and the under is at 10. But here's what I find fascinating. Over 10 in DraftKings is plus 100.
Yeah.
So, is this defense just going to fucking suck? And we're going to see USC down the stretch versus USC turning over the ball in a positive way, forcing turnovers every few minutes. I don't know. I'm a little surprised by the juice there. Are you surprised at all by that?
Not really.
You're not team USC?
Well, it's just, no, I just think that again, this is like the nature of the Pac-12. Like people don't expect them to. They expect everyone to lose a game they're not supposed to lose, and all the chaos to actually happen.
Oregon is 9.5, so a half game behind plus 100. So they are essentially exactly the same juice, but plus 100.
Yeah, UCLA is 8.5, and Utah is 8.5.
Oregon State's 8.5. Washington.
Wow, what's Washington?
9.5.
Okay,
excuse me, not 9. Over is minus 105. So the juice is so, I know you know this, but the juice is so important on win totals because you'll reach a point with like some of these teams, Alabama or whomever, it'll be like 10, but the over is like minus 210 or minus a huge number, which is like, instead of moving it up to 10.5, they're going to, so the juice on these is really big. So
yes.
it's interesting.
Have you seen Colorado's win total yet? Don't look at it if you haven't.
I have not.
Do you want to give it a guess?
I would love to give it a guess. I know they're playing TCU, and they're going to play. Oh, their schedule's hard. 3.5 over minus 120.
3.5.
What?
You're right.
I did not cheat it.
You promise. 3.5. Over plus 155.
Okay, see, I'm way off then. Even though I got the number right, that's fascinating.
Talk about some juice.
They're just daring you to bet the over. Like,
yes, they're absolutely begging you.
I'm kind of in.
I'm down to take that. I'm so down to take that.
I'm kind of ready. All right, shit. Let's look at Colorado's schedule.
Plus 155, again. Fine.
Wow, that is crazy. I mean, Colorado. How many?
Cal is over 5.
All right. Do you want to do the win-loss?
The under is plus 110.
Yeah.
5 on Cal. I mean,
they're
forget betting on the top.
No, that's like
just
on
the bottom here.
Okay, you want to do the win-loss for Colorado? How many wins? Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. TCU.
Loss.
Nebraska at home.
Loss.
Yeah. Colorado State.
Win.
So win. Colorado State was bad. At Oregon, that's a loss.
Yeah.
So we got one win. Versus USC, that's a loss. At Arizona State, I think that's a loss. I actually like their coach. It's a loss for me. What is it for you?
I'll take the loss.
I am not feeling great about this over now that we're doing this exercise and I'm looking ahead. Stanford at home, I'm going to go dub.
I'll take the win there.
All right, so we're at 2. At UCLA, no.
Loss.
Oregon State at home, no.
No.
Arizona at home, I think that's a loss. I think Arizona was much improved. I'm not just saying that to appease you. I do. Okay. I think that's a loss. At Washington State, no. At Utah, no. Maybe we don't bet the over?
Yeah, that looks not great. We've only got 2 wins there.
So they could win Nebraska. They could win Arizona State.
They could win Arizona.
They could win Arizona. You could maybe beat Washington State.
I was just going to say Wazoo, yeah. So, I mean, you can see it happening, but for how much we don't know about this team, like I'd bet that after the first game and see like what we're actually getting.
Oregon State at 8.5 is pretty interesting, right? This is a super interesting team. You forget, I forgot. DJ is now with
there, yeah.
DJ. I think Bruce
I saw
Feldman
a picture of him in the Oregon State uniform today, and I was like, oh yeah.
But look at, they're 8.5. They start with San Jose State, UC Davis, San Diego State. Okay, there's 3. At Washington State, I think that's 4. Utah at Cal, 5. UCLA at home, I think Oregon State wins that, 6. At Arizona, 7. At Colorado, 8. Stanford is 9. And then you play Washington, Oregon. This team's good. They're really good.
What's the over?
It is. Well, let me double check for.
What's it at?
Hold on.
Oregon State.
It is over 8.5 plus 110. I'm in on that over.
All right, me too.
I'm in on that over.
What's Arizona's? Did they have it on here?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Oh wow, 5.
Whoop.
Over 5. Wow. Over under is both minus 110.
So
people have no idea.
Eligibility rate. Well, no, that's bowl eligibility. So you play Northern Arizona at Mississippi State. You could win that game. UTEP, Stanford at Stanford. Arizona could be 4-0.
That would be wild.
Then you play Washington at USC, at Washington State versus Oregon State versus UCLA. That's not ideal.
No, I see why it's at 5 because I see them winning 5.
Mm-hmm. No, they were fun last year. Like genuinely
very efficient
fun.
Offense. Yeah,
see, but
no, it'll be
great.
The
thing. This is why Colorado is a weird. Like Washington State over win total of 6.5. That's a decent team. Cal 5.5. I mean, capable team. I think Arizona State's going to be a lot better. Actually, that's a team that I like quite a bit. I really like their coach. When you look at what he did with Bo Nix at Oregon, I think they're going to be good. Stanford might be trash, but yeah, I think truly Pac-12 this year. I cannot wait for that. Whatever the hell happens off the field, yeah, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
like I can't wait for that.
Don't worry, I'll pay you for that later. Thank you.
I'm in. No, yes, you know, here we go. No, but for real, like let's
publicity.
Do it. Anything else going on?
I mean, shout out to Arizona basketball for getting Caleb Love from UNC and I guess from Michigan because he committed and then decommitted. But big for us on the guard front. Basically, we're winning a national championship. You know how I feel about those things. They run with it.
Fucking God. They cost us so much money.
So much money. But hey, that's what we needed is someone who's experienced in the tournament. Now we've got guys that have tournament experience that have been on the team, and then a guy who is new but has tournament experience.
Yeah, I'm hopeful for you. I'm not ready for basketball, but I'm hopeful for you. I'm still pissed off at this team, by the way. I was out. My tournament was over, immediately. It's not personal. It's just, God damn it.
Yeah.
I didn't like going out like that in the tournament.
It hurt. Yeah, no, I'm still not over it. But any other random shit you got for us?
I did the goldfish. I've got a birthday party for my young Cam's birthday party this weekend.
Oh, nice.
We're doing it at the house.
Is he turning 4?
Yeah, he's turning 4. So
what's
here's
the theme?
Okay, so this is part of the problem. The other kids would be like, yes, they knew the theme. Spider-Man, Paw Patrol. Olivia did Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, like whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
He's all over the place on theme. And then it's supposed to be very hot here. So what we're going to do is do I already bitched about water balloons fights, like water balloons. Did I do this rant with you? I've bitched about like water balloons with everybody this week. Like they want to do a water balloon fight, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
But first off, water balloons are now, the going rate of water balloons is expensive. And
is it really?
Those, the bunch of balloons? So
yeah, where you just like.
Okay, it's great, but like those are like $8 a pop per thing, and like with the kids. Like Cam will just take 3 out and just like drop them like on the ground, like Agent of Chaos. The other thing about water balloons, they do not. So my middle son Jack is 6 and can throw pretty hard.
Yeah.
When he's hitting me, the last time we played, it is just pelting me in the back.
I was just thinking,
not pleasant.
I was just thinking, someone's gonna cry. Someone's gonna end up crying. That really is asking for someone to cry.
So we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do, and then I've got some lawn issues as well. So they want to do a slip and slide.
Ooh, that's like death to your.
And there's nothing that kills a lawn like a slip and slide. And so I'm coming to terms with the fact that my backyard is toast. Like
your backyard is no longer yours. Just focus on the front yard, which is only what people can see. So you're good.
That's true. No, I'm there. So it will be fun. Part of birthday parties, of course, is also like what I will provide for alcohol for the parents, and I will deliver on this front. You know me. Like this is.
Yeah. Are you doing Yellow Hammers?
I am debating Yellow Hammers. I think that's going to be in the rotation. I know Caitlin wants to do sangria, and then I will do a
Sangria is
cooler
sneaky.
full of fucking delicious alcoholic beverages, of course. But
Have you ever had pink panty droppers?
No.
Where it's like beer, vodka, and pink lemonade?
That like works?
Yeah, and I think there's champagne in there too. Actually, it might be champagne, vodka, and pink lemonade, not beer.
That sounds like a terrible hangover.
I mean, yeah, there was like a big jug of it at my 21st birthday, and that was pretty much the death of me before I even got to the bars. So
pink panty droppers is like, you know, that's like the name when your parents are in town for homecoming. It's like, hey mom, would you like a like that?
Yeah, like this is what we drink here.
It's like welcome to college.
Question:
Yes.
Did you ever play beer die in college?
Yes, but I'm blanking on the substance.
It's like where you throw it up and it like has to land like a certain amount of distance and like you can catch it and stuff. So I never played that. My brother played it a lot, and then we were with friends this Memorial Day weekend and played. And for me, college drinking games was like beer pong, flip cup, and rage cage.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. We were dumb. I'm older. I'm going to date myself, but beer pong is timeless.
Yes.
I don't know the name of the game, but I just told my dad about this weekend. We would get a traffic cone and you'd put the beer on the traffic cone. Okay. There's a video of this. I'm doing this now. And you'd throw a Frisbee. And if you hit the beer and you caught it, like you'd get points and you drink for all the points. If you hit the beer and it fell to the ground, it would be more points. Weirdly, outdoor drinking, which is the best type of drinking, nice weather drinking. I played so much of this, it became like a part of me. I want to play this again. Inside, yeah, every game we did, I feel like was just set up to be, my other friend was from Champaign. He was a farmer. So we'd bring back moonshine and we used to light our hands on fire. We would dip our hands in, light on fire and take a shot. And I'd wake up with no arm hair. But I was also thinking about this because there was a peach in the moonshine, and the loser of the games that we would do would have to eat the peach. And it was a night ruiner, right? You eat the peach from the moonshine and, you know, literally it's flammable, this shit. It was legitimate moonshine. It was horrific. If you had to eat the peach, you were like destined for horrible things.
I mean, good grief.
I couldn't eat the peach now. I could not eat the peach right now. It would not go well for me.
Wow, that sounds like a lot more fun, though.
Yeah, but it's
that's
like
moment,
reckless.
It is reckless. Yeah, don't do it. We're not promoting that. Ugh, no, don't do those things. No. But I was just curious if you had played, because it was definitely before my time that beer die became like super, super popular. Now it's like very common.
Why do you say it like that? Like
before my time?
Yeah, it's like the old guy
I'm old
fucking
too.
question. No,
I'm old too. Now I'm washed.
You're not. You're starting a clothing company. You're like, your life is just beginning.
Like, it really is, right?
You're not washed. I am washed.
Actually, we're both not. We're still very relevant. Hence the podcast.
Young at heart. I'll say that. Young at heart. I see other dads out there.
Young in heart and spirit, not in mind and body.
Watch a whole fucking day of college football and be as cheery as I am about it. Like, let's go. So we did 2 pods this week.
Yeah.
I like it. I could get used to this. I'm just saying.
I could too.
Like this may be something, especially during the
I feel like we need to break up our podcast into like, okay, this episode is going to be strictly football. So if you like college football, listen to this. And then this episode is going to be us talking about the most random things that come to our mind about like Pop-Tarts, drinking games, and those things. We need like a whole episode of just random shit.
If people are listening, like especially during the season, because we get like serious and we do picks.
Yeah.
And then you sprinkle in a Pop-Tart power rankings. Like, I don't know how that plays. I hope everyone listening knows what they're getting into. Like,
yeah, I think they've listened enough. But I'm curious too if people would be interested in 2 separate podcasts. Like, 1, it's your football podcast, and 2, so DM us and let us know if you would want us to pivot.
We are making plans. We are in the
plotting. We're in the planning process.
And we are excited. We got some football things brewing. We don't know exactly what they are, but we are excited for it. And we hope everybody enjoy the weekend. Is there any good? Yeah, finals are starting.
Yes.
We got a big UFC card the following week. We got Belmont next week. I'll have some horse racing things. All is good. We got stuff to bet on.
We do have stuff to bet on. All is well in the world.
All right.
And I'm glad we got to do this
well,
twice. I did enjoy it.
Me too. Well, good luck with the clothing launch.
Thank you.
I hope everything goes smoothly, and we will talk to you guys next week.